welcome my fellow film fiends to my 2019 top 10 films of the year plus honorable mentions. Before we start, I think it's only right that I throw this disclaimer out here. Movies in this list is all subjective. This is just my opinion, even though my opinion is pretty much law, so you could agree or disagree with it. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start off with the honorable mentions, and at number 5 we have none other than The Lighthouse, starring Robert Pattinson, William Dafoe, and directed by Robert Eggers. His follow-up to The Witch. I would categorize this film as an acquired taste because it's not for everybody. But if you're a fan of superb acting, check this film out. You won't be disappointed. And at number 4, we have a Brad Pitt-led film, Ad Astra. And not too many people gave it a chance this year and went out and see it, which is a shame. But watching it, I got a slight Stanley Kubrick vibe to it. Some people call it boring. I found it extremely exhilarating. Definitely go and watch it. And coming up in number 3 is the movie that I've seen the most recent out of any movie on this list here, and that is Just Mercy. And honestly, it's probably the best that I've ever seen Michael B. Jordan in a film to date. Absolutely dynamite and dynamic. And let's not forget about Jamie Foxx. The fact that he wasn't nominated for a supporting acting in the Oscars is an injustice. Hashtag justice for Jamie Foxx. And the next 2 films on my list, I'm extremely shocked that they're not in my top 10, because throughout the year, at one point or another, they were. And coming up at number 12, we have The Irishman. And what Martin Scorsese accomplished in this film is nothing short of amazing. Bringing back Joe Pesci from retirement is just like Jordan coming back with the 4-5. Amazing, astonishing. And Al Pacino in this film was nothing near subtle. But for a character like this, you needed all the Pacino-isms in this film. We can't talk about The Irishman and not bring up the lead, Robert De Niro. I'm struggling right now to remember the last time I seen him this amazing in a film. And it's a shame that he wasn't nominated for anything in the Oscars and a lot of other reward shows, which is pretty sad, to be frank. And coming up at the number 1 spot for our honorable mentions is none other than Uncut Gems, just making it out of the top 10. And to be honest, as of last week, it was pretty high in my top 10. We were just talking about Robert De Niro, how I haven't seen him this great in a film in a very long time. The same could be said about Adam Sandler. Phenomenal. Also didn't get any nominations in the Oscars. So sad. But the Safdie brothers, yes, Hollywood, pay attention, because this film and Good Times are a must watch. Oh my god, the frantic nature of this film, heart-wrenching. Definitely go and watch it. Now we got the honorable mentions out of the way. Let's get started to what everybody was waiting for, the 2019 top 10 films of the year. Starting at number 10, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. When I first saw this film, I liked it. Grew to absolutely love it. Yes, it's probably not Quentin Tarantino's best film, but what Leo and Brad brought to this film, oh my god. And you could bet all the money that Brad Pitt is winning the Oscars for Best Supporting Actor, hands down. Margot was a subplot to the movie, so she's not in it as much and doesn't have much dialogue, but the conclusion, absolutely fantastic. And at number 9, we have The Farewell. Such a beautiful film. And you get to see how different cultures deal with tragic news. Lulu Wang directed the F out this film. And to be honest, when is the last time you seen Awkwafina this amazing in a movie? To be honest, I haven't seen her much other than comedy, but she has acting chops. A great film. If you have not seen it, I highly suggest you do. And let's not forget about the actress that played Nene, the grandma. She should be getting a lot more love for this than she is right now. And at the number 8 spot, we have Knives Out, Rian Johnson's follow-up to the divisive The Last Jedi. And what he accomplished in this film, amazing. I'm not too familiar with whodunits. I've seen a few in my life, but this one, out of all the ones I've ever seen, top notch. My fiance is a humongous fan of Clue. She said it's not quite as good as Clue. Biased as it seems, she still loved this film. Top 10 easily in any year. And what a cast. Let's not forget about the cast. From Daniel Craig to Ana de Armas. Wow. And at number 7, we have Ford v Ferrari, James Mangold's follow-up to Logan, which was probably my number 1 film, I believe, that year it came out. And what can I say about this film? Christian Bale, you know what you're going to get every time from him because he's Christian Bale. But Matt Damon more than held his own. This film, the dynamic between them two, amazing. Let's not forget about the score, the deafening score. Every time they pressed the gas in the engine, you heard it. You heard that thing roar. And that's why it whirred all the way up to our number 7 slot. And at number 6, we have the Noah Baumbach directed Marriage Story. Somehow, this film finds a way to be one of the most intense films you'll see all year without being an action or a war film. The two leads in this film are absolutely outstanding, and you understand why Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver are getting the praise that they're getting. The way this film handles love, divorce, in such an interesting, unexpected way is mind-boggling. Netflix was not playing around this year with these films. Jesus. Speaking about films that are handled in an unexpected way, what Taika Waititi did with Jojo Rabbit, dealing with subject matters such as Nazis and Hitler himself, which Taika is playing. He's Hitler in this film. Wow. A film like this could easily be done in a distasteful way, but the way that he handles and weaves subject matters in and out, and the kid actors, let's not forget about Scarlett Johansson. She earned that supporting actress role, hands down. At number 4, we have Greta Gerwig's Little Women. And I'm not too familiar with her work. I did not see Lady Bird, but something about this trailer, once I saw it, attracted my attention. And after seeing the film, I understand why. Out of all the films I've seen, this right here probably evokes so much raw emotion from me. Insane. I'm a family man. I love family. And this movie deals with family in such a real, wholesome way. You gotta see it if you haven't. We're now getting the meat and bones of things, ladies and gentlemen. We're in our top 3. And at number 3, you'll be surprised that it's not number 1. It's none other than Joker. And this film pretty much begins and ends with one person, and that's Joaquin Phoenix. He makes this film what it is. Yes, Todd Phillips was pretty good at directing, not gonna lie. The score, forget about it. But it will be a lie if I did not tell you I was completely blown away by what Joaquin Phoenix did. And this is coming off the coattails of Heath Ledger, a close friend of his, that probably gave the best performance for this character that we've ever seen to date. And to be honest, Joaquin, if not just as good, he just might have surpassed it. And at number 2, we have Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. Listen, I'll be lying if I didn't tell you this movie came out of nowhere. Out of all the movies, when I was looking at my list for movies to watch this year, Parasite was nowhere to be found. But I kept hearing all this hype and hoopla about, oh my God, Parasite is one of the best films ever. I was like, yeah, sure, right. We'll see. I go and check it out. If my jaw wasn't attached to my face, it will be on the ground. Outstanding performances and how they deal with classism and such real subjects and flip it on their head, insane. And we're finally here, ladies and gentlemen. The number 1 film of 2019 for me, you guessed it, is none other than Cats. Angelical Cats. Clearly, I'm joking. And with all seriousness, the number 1 movie for 2019 is none other than 1917. I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce this film as a collective effort from director Sam Mendes to George McKay to Dean Charles Chapman, Roger Deakins, Thomas Newman. Wow, what they accomplished in this film is nothing short of spectacular. The way they made it seem like one continuous shot throughout the whole film. And listen, I'm not somebody that wears my emotion on his sleeves, but this film had me at the edge of my seat from beginning to end. Intense is not even a word that I could even use for this film. All I gotta say is watch out, Saving Private Ryan, because this is one of the top war films I've ever seen in my life. And there you have it, my top films for 2019, including honorable mentions. Let me know if you agree, disagree in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you share, all that good stuff. And for another blessed year of movies in 2020. Because 2019, we were spoiled. Let's just hope 2020 could keep up. Before I leave, make sure everybody follows me at The Film Fiend on Twitter. I'm extremely active. I'm on 24/7 pretty much. So give me a follow, and you guys have a great night. Peace.